Welcome, everyone. And this particular session I wanted to do because I met a person when I went for a wedding function, and there I somebody introduced me to Mr. Narsim Murthy sir. He's a very all-rounder person. He's a farmer and he's into some societies, and he has got Krishi Pandit award from Karnataka government. And once he knew about my initiative, but at that time what I was doing was I was in a village where I took my two of my students and we were staying together in a room, and when we are exploring how to be like a joint family and grow something, right? Because I had a land, and they did not have a land, and we all wanted to stay together and grow something, I could not spend time in the field because I had some other business to do in Bangalore. But the one person who stayed with me, he had left his job, and he was very much passionate. We were like win-win kind of situation we are trying to implement. In our land we wanted to grow something and learn together kind of concept. And that time I happened to meet this person who is in north part of Karnataka. It's called Uttara Kannada, like North Karnataka, and it's called Malenadu, Western Ghats. Wherein it's very beautiful place. Lots of trees and lots of rivers and many things. Very beautiful place. And there are many people grow a lot of Arecanut there. Arecanut trees plantation are there, and they are very much self-efficient. Many people, in fact, there used to be lots of joint families before, and everybody used to work together. And but now what is going on is in the whole India is like we're becoming a micro families, and no longer joint families. One family having 1 acre land or 2 acre land, and but still they are very fertile lands, and they're growing lots of arecanut and lots of intercrops in between, like vanilla, or it could be ginger, or cardamom, coffee, cocoa, many things, in between, even lemon. Okay, so what's going on there is there are lots of old people, old generation left in the villages, right? We are not. There are no kids. Kids are all staying in America or England. Okay, everybody has their own interest, and you cannot blame anyone. But what is happening now is there are old people in the villages in North Karnataka. I'm talking about as of now, and they are not able to do their daily activities because they're getting older and older, 70, 75, 80 and all. Then they need someone to take care of the farm. And of course, it's a rich land, and things are already growing. Arecanut is already growing, without doing things. But of course, you have to take care of few things, right? At least you have to give some fertilizers or some organic fertilizers or whatever it is. So they are ready to accommodate someone. Like when I met Narsim Murthy sir, he mentioned to me that there are many people who are ready to give their farm to someone who is very much passionate and very much interested. Let's take one example. Many of my students, they are in such a condition that they left job, but they have some money, left with them, and they want to buy a land, but it is very difficult, right? If you want to buy a land which can give you income, if you go to the North Karnataka, I'm giving example, okay, it may differ in different areas, will cost you 40 lakhs per acre, 40 or 50 lakhs, which can give you around very good income, like you can live a happy life, but if you spend 50 lakhs, or maybe you have 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs, and you take a loan, and then it will be like a big uh, again big hurdle. And again what happens was, and ultimately the person will go back to the job because he's left with no money. So in this case what will happen is, you will get a land, like you will get means, it will not be in your name, but the land will be given to you. You will be staying there in the farm, in their farm or in their house. They'll give you a house also, and you just be there and do something, grow something, whatever you want, what all intercrops I'm talking about. Arecanut is the main crop that they will get the income from, the owner of the um, land, okay? And the rest of the things you can do yourself and take all the income yourself, that is the agreement between the owner and you. So is it something fixed, or we have lots of questions, right? We'll be asking him. I'm just still hoping he'll join. I think he's joining. So anyway, so we'll ask him all the questions, what exactly will be this thing. But let me tell you one thing, and this is not a business, please don't think it in that way. We are just doing it to help each other, like there are old people and there are people who need or who want to who passionately want to do farming. We are trying to connect both of them. There is absolutely no monetary benefit or something like that here, it's just a win-win situation. We're just trying to connect two people, that's it. So sir, okay, I think he's joining. Sir, unmute ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ.
ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಹಿಡಿತು, ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ,
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ.
ಐ ನೋ ಸೊ ನಾನು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು ಸಮ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಟಾಕ್, ಓಕೆ? ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಿಮ್, Narasimhamurthy sir. Like he's a all-rounder, he is a farmer, and he has done lots of lectures for farmers, and he works with lots of societies and associations to help farmers, and he's also a journalist, lots of things he does, maybe we'll hear from him lots of other things what he does. ಸೊ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಏನಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಈ ಥರ ಮೀಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಈ ಥರ ತೋಟಗಳದ್ದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾರು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋರನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಹೂ ಇಸ್, how to know the really passionate person, and how to believe someone, right? All those questions we'll be having, and we'll discuss about that. And can you just briefly introduce, sir, like what is this idea, just in the few sentences, can you explain, sir?
India is a rural area, but one problem, rural area is essential service is very less, city is very growth, this is gap. ಬಹಳ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನ ನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕರ್ಷಿತರಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಡತನ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres, ದಿಸ್ ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಆರ್ ನಾರ್ಥನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. This is a 5 acres, 10 acres, 100 acres. But Karnataka only 5 acres below average. Therefore problem, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಹೊಸ ಮನೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣದ ಕೊರತೆ ಇತ್ತು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ 10 years ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಒಂದು 15 ವರ್ಷದ ಈಚೆ ಹಣ ಬಂತು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದವರು ಹಣ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು, ಇವರು ಅರೇಕನಟ್ ರೇಟು ರೇಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ, ತೋಟ, ಪೈಪು, ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ಸು ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಜನರ ಕೊರತೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್? ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ದು.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಹಬ್ಬ.
ಈಗ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇದು ಅಂತ, ಹೌ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್?
ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು ಏನೇನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದೆ, ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡೈಲಿ ದಿನಚರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನರ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಜನ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಟಕ ಟಕ ಟಕ, ಲೇಬರ್ಸು, ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಸೋಣ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಬರದೇನೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಇದಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು 100% ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಖಾಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದೊಂದು ಗುಡ್ ದಿನಚರಿ ಇದೆ. ಡೈಲಿ ಏನ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಏನೋ ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟ, ಇದು ಕಷ್ಟ, ಬಡವರು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಸರ, ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದೇ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮನೆಯವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೀರಿ ಅದು ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಬ್ರು ಯಾರೋ, ಇಫ್ ಸಮ್ಮನ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಡೂ ದಿಸ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ರೈಟ್? The place and see whether you can live there and whether you can really do something there, alwa? That's what you're saying. Okay, so Harjit sir, you want to ask some question? Yeah, you can unmute.
Yeah, so I just want to know is that what sir had said was that these are less than 5-acre farms, mainly 2-acre, 3-acre farms.
Correct.
And this is what I understood from his because so how viable is it for somebody to come so far? Like even I think Chandran just asked, how far are these farms? So, you know, that how viable is it for somebody to come there, stay there, and do it? That's the question that would come. Of course, what he's saying is also is best that you come and visit there and see for yourself. But you would have an idea about the viability of such a project.
Yeah.
For 1-2 acres.
Correct, sir. You're right. So there are lots. I mean, I will tell my view and then I'll ask sir to talk. So there are all commercial crops first of all, and one should remember that it may not be a very luxurious life initially, because one has to be very patient, because what it is doing to the person is, let's say someone has 40 lakhs rupees or 20 lakhs rupees with him, he can keep that money as a FD or something for his own benefit and then concentrate on growing. Otherwise, if he puts all his money and then start thinking, ideas will not come into mind. That is the main intention. And Arecanut is one crop, that is main crop that goes to owner, but lots of other stuff they can grow which are commercially profitable, like cardamom is there, and turmeric you can grow, and even strawberries you can grow, and there are many things, and resources are, lots of resources are there, water is like access, and it's very fertile land. That's what I understand. Alva sir?
ಹೌದು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ 10 acres 5 acres ಬರಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಗುಡ್ ದಿನಚರಿ 1 acre ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಜಾಗಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ 5 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಡೈಲಿ. ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಏರು ಮತ್ತು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಾಟರ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ದ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೇಳುವಂತವ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ರೆಸಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದೊಂದು 21 ಏಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗೇನು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 40 ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಗುಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಅದು 3 ಒಳ್ಳೆದು ಅಂತ ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ.
So like what he's telling is he wants us to, I mean anybody to take a first step. This is 1 acre may not be a very profitable thing initially, but you're like, you can expect a good health there, good atmosphere, good air, and you have to be a minimalistic person when you go there. If you think I have to buy a Mercedes, then it may not be a good thing. Am I making sense, sir? So probably like I can wonder, there are people who are like IT engineers, just they left job just like me, and when I left my job, at least I had a land, but there are many people who don't have a land, so at least they can try going there. But it is like, it depends on whether you have a family or you don't have a family, because if you have a family your wife also should come and stay there, right, with you, or your wife may say, you go and live there and you do something, I will join you later. So all those things has to be discussed with your family, and there are kids whom you have to take care, school and everything you have to think about. And Sridhar Hegde ಅವರು ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾರವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ.
ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ದುಡಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರಿಗೂ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗಡ್ರು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಿರುಪತಿ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವಿನ್ನು ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಾಗ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಸರಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆಂಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
Beautiful thing, sir. What he's saying is, we did not make them as stakeholders. We always treated them, laborers. They come and they go, and that's it. Maybe this was not the case earlier. Earlier, they're part of the family, right? So now, what he's saying is, labor problem is not there, but we have to know. We should know how to get the work from them. Maybe we have to ensure, we teach them something new, and we make them feel belong to us or something like that. Then we make it more benefit and labors are there. Yes.
Accommodation.
Yeah.
What is the accommodation?
What about the accommodation? Yes, sir.
Accommodation is availability, no problem. But 6 kilometers from a city, only near 6 kilometers in city, rent houses are there. ಹೈಫೈ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ರೂರಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರವರಿ ನೀವೇ ಅದೊಂದು ಶೆಡ್ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ರೆಸಾರ್ಟ್ ತರದಲ್ಲೂ ಬದುಕಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಶೆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಏನು 25, 40, 50,000 rupees ಡಾಲರ್ಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಶೆಡ್ ಚಂದ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇರ್ಬೋದು.
Surely. So I will tell my experience. He is right. There are two things. One, can you stay in village? That is one question you should ask yourself. I have made a house there. I am paying rent of 2,500 in a village, and I had one youngster joining me, and he said, and I told him, it's a village, can you stay there? And he said, I can. But soon he saw the lizards. He said, no, I can't live here. He could not stay there. And there are rats, there are lizards, and if you don't want to live in such an environment, because we are not used to, right? We are not used to such conditions. You can always stay in a nearby town that's called Sirsi. That's one place wherein you can go and come and do all those transitions yourself. But you can have one vehicle also with you. So let's go to the next question once. Chandan, you want to talk? So do we get a permission to build small shelters? Ma'am, alli shelters kattake jaga iralla ankotini. There is nothing. There may not be a place for that because it's full of plantation and all. But there could be a small house which you can stay. Small or even bigger house. Hello, sir.
300 to 300 area, no problem. 300 feet, 300 feet, 1 guntas.
Right.
1,000 square foot.
Chandan,
40-35 site is no problem.
Okay. ಹೇಳಿ ಚಂದನ್.
Hi, sir, ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತೋಟ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಶಿರ್ಸಿ ಹತ್ರನ ಇರೋದು?
ಶಿರ್ಸಿಯಿಂದ 10 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇದೆ.
ಯಾವ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕಡೆ?
ಯಲ್ಲಾಪುರ ರೋಡ್, ಅಶೀಸರ ವಿಲೇಜ್.
ಯಲ್ಲಾಪುರ ರೋಡ್ ಇದು?
ಸೋಂದಾ ಮತ್ತು ಶಿರ್ಸಿ.
ಸೋಂದಾ ಮಠದ ಹತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಅಡಿಕೆಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೆಣಸು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಅರೆಕನಟ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಎಂಟಿ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ
100 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಅಡಿಕೆ ತೋಟ ಖಾಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ರೈತನ ಜೊತೆ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 10 ಎಕರೆ, 15 ಎಕರೆ, 20 ಎಕರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದ ಇಶ್ಯೂದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹರ್ಬಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Okay, sir.
Along with Arecanut plantation, government has given another 5 or 10 acres. Like it's a forest. You can do things there also. That's what he is explaining. So, sir, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಸರ್? ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ 3 ಜನ ರೆಡಿ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
3 ಜನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಲೇಬರು, ಒಬ್ರು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಒಬ್ರು ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್, ಆತರ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾ ಹೇಳೋದು 3 ಜನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
So what I'm asking is, can we 3 or 4 people in a group stay there and do something there together? That can also be possible. But anyway, he's talking about 1 or 2 farms there, near. It is around 400 kilometers from here, from Bangalore, and there could be lots of other farms like this. Alva sir.
ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಪ್ ಆಗೋ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬರೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಫಸ್ಟ್
ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಬ್ರು, ಈಗ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಒಬ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹೆಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ದನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು and they are doing cattle farming and
nursery.
He can be a good example also, after some days. Maybe if he thinks, I'm leading a very contentful, successful life, he realized what he wanted to do, that's a success, right? So adara, when we can have one or two people like that, they do better, and then we can have a success story, right? So ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಈಗ
ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್
ದೆನ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಟು ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ we can talk later, that's an offline discussion.